Good morning, students. This is the third video regarding North America Physical Division. We have done the Western Cordilleras. Now today we are going to do the Appalachian Mountains. The Appalachian Mountains are also called the Eastern Highlands as it situated towards the eastern side. The Appalachian are old fold mountains which were once very high. Let me show you in the picture. These were once very high, and now the highest mountain peak is just about 2000 meters in height. They have been worn down over millions of years. So some exogenous force occurred and it resulted in worn down of this mountains, and the now highest peak is just about 2000 meters in height. To the east of Appalachian is a low plateau region called Piedmont. Let me show you the picture of Piedmont. Student, Piedmont is the gentle slope that starts from the base of mountain and it reaches towards the plains. Let me show you in the map also. It is given on the book, page number 49. Beneath the Appalachian mountain you can see the Piedmont. Many short rivers rise in the Appalachian and flow into the Atlantic Ocean. These rivers have formed many rapids and waterfalls at the steep eastern edges of the Piedmont called the fall lines. A waterfall is formed when a river descended suddenly from higher level to a lower level. And rapids are formed when a river flows swiftly down an uneven slopes. Uneven slopes. Let me show you on the map. So many river arises and it then falls in to the Atlantic Ocean. Now we will talk about Grand Plains that is situated in the center part of the North America. Between the Western Cordilleras and the Appalachian, there is a region of vast fertile lowland known as the Great Plains or the Central Plains. These plains extend from the delta of the river Mackenzie at the Arctic Ocean in the north to the Gulf of Mexico to the south. In the south, the central part of the Central Plain has almost treeless atmosphere, treeless temperate grassland called the prairies. In the USA, the Great Plains are drained by the Mississippi-Missouri River system. In Canada, they are drained by the river Saskatchewan and its tributary. The basins of these rivers are amongst the most productive agricultural region of the world. It brings the most fertile land in this central plain, which brings the most productive agricultural region of the world. So many tributaries brings the most fertile land for the agriculture and irrigation purpose. This starts from the Mackenzie Delta and to the north and the Gulf of Mexico to the south. As you can see, many small rivers in its tributaries are going with this region. Now we will talk about the Canadian Shield. In the north part of the continent around the Hudson Bay lie the Canadian Shield. Some of the oldest rock of the world are found in the region. This region is rich in the metallical minerals. Continuous wearing down over the millions of years has reduced the height of the Canadian Shield considerably. The general slope of the land is towards the Hudson Bay. Many short rivers flow from the Canadian Shield to the Hudson Bay. The entire Canadian Shield was covered by a thick sheet of ice during the last ice age. The action of ice or glaciation result into the formation of basins. Which are now either lakes or swamps. A chain of 5 lakes, Superior, Mexican, Huron, Erie and Ontario, forms the southern boundary of the Canadian Shield. These 5 lakes are together called the Great Lakes. The famous Niagara Falls are located between the Lake Erie, Lake Ontario, Lake Winnipeg, the Great Slave Lake, the Great Bear Lake and Lake Athabasca are some of the other big lakes. Please take a reference from your book, page number 49. Michigan, Lake Huron, Superior, Ontario, Erie. These are the 5 lakes which make the southern boundaries of the Canadian Shield. The height of the Canadian Shield, which covers the shield with ice, will generally form rivers and lakes, and there are 5 lakes which form the southern boundaries of the Canadian Shield. Canadian Shield is also known as the Laurentian Shield, and the plateau located in the southeastern part. The northeastern part comprising the Labrador Plateau, it is relatively high. The northern part of the Canadian Shield remains frozen for most of the year because it is so much in height, so it remains icy for most of the year. So that is for all today, and in our next video we will be covering rivers of North America.